Alright, what do you say we kick this video off with some unused graphics? First up, we have this disc-like model associated with a file named Switch Harp, which features this texture of half of the bottom of the Triforce wings, as well as test written on the side, explicitly denoting the placeholder nature of this texture. Now, it's believed that this model was intended to be related to the Harp platform seen in the Light Tower, and based on the file name, it was probably some switch that would activate it. Then, speaking of placeholder textures, we got quite a few more of them to go. So next is this texture sporting the Japanese text Kari on it, which just simply translates to temporary. And based on the file name Bird Egg, it probably had something to do with loftwing eggs. Then even more explicit is this sample texture that literally has sample texture written on it, and this one is apparently related to the textures used for the scales of the imprisoned. Then next we got this here placeholder texture, again featuring a Japanese character, this time Ki, the Japanese word for tree. Then there's this small placeholder texture found amongst the files for Gabora's eyes for his naked model. There's also this placeholder water texture with a pointing arrow, maybe to signify which way water was planned to flow. And also, speaking of water, next is this texture known as dummy water, which oddly enough appears to be a hardwood-like texture with a red exclamation mark and dummy written in bright green. This texture can also be seen placed on a 3D model of Skyloft Lake for some reason. Yep, definitely looks like a lake to me. Next up, there's what looks to be a lower quality version of Groos's painting seen in the Skyloft Knight Academy. And then also for the Academy, there's an unused version of the drawing of Link's face seen on Groos's punching bag. In the one that is used, we see Link in his casual wear as seen in the game, while the unused one features a more generic depiction of Link with his lemon yellow hair and his signature green hat. Now, it's not believed that the drawing was once planned to change or something after Link does receive his knight's clothing, but rather based on the hair being a much brighter blonde than seen in the game. It's believed that maybe this was just a placeholder drawing made before Link's design was actually finalized for this game. Next, there's a single animation that goes unused here, and that's for Karane. Now, this unused animation appears to be of her retreating when being blasted by the Gust Bellows item. Karane is only seen outside in the game before you obtain the Gust Bellows, and after can only be seen indoors. And since you can't normally ever use items like this inside the Academy, you can't ever use the Bellows on her. And of course, this leaves this animation never normally seen.